Before we dive into one of the darkest and most debated conspiracies in the world, make sure you're subscribed to the Hidden Files, turn on the notification bell, smash that like button, and comment below. Do you believe we're alone in the universe? This really helps the channel continue to bring you hidden truths no one else dares to reveal. Now, take a deep breath, because after this video, you'll never look at the sky the same way again. It all began in 1955, when the United States created an ultra-secret base in the middle of the Nevada desert. Officially, it was just a test site for experimental aircraft, but the remote location and total secrecy surrounding Area 51 started raising suspicions. Why so much mystery? Why didn't the area even appear on official maps for decades? The first reports of strange activities came from workers who had escaped or retired. They spoke of bizarre flight times, never-before-seen technologies, and security measures that went beyond the rational. It was as if the base was hiding something far greater than just military aircraft. The media didn't quite know what to make of these stories. After all, it was the Cold War, and any secret could be part of the arms race. But one thing stood out. Why were employees being silenced? Why were witnesses discredited or worse, disappearing? Something sinister was at play. This is when the first rumors of extraterrestrials began to emerge. Some claimed to have seen UFO wreckage inside the base. Others swore the US was reverse engineering alien technology. Suddenly, Area 51 was no longer just a base, it became the heart of the greatest conspiracy theories of the 20th century. And the more the government denied, the deeper the mystery grew. Because sometimes, silence is all the confirmation a curious mind needs. In 1947, years before the base was officially established, something crashed near Roswell, New Mexico. At first, the U.S. Air Force announced it had recovered a flying disc. Hours later, the story changed. It was just a weather balloon, but for many, the damage was already done. The truth had slipped out, even if only for a second. Witnesses reported seeing strange bodies, small beings with large heads and black eyes. The entire town was silenced, the crash site cleaned up with eerie efficiency, and the official story became a balloon no one had seen. But what if that ship and its occupants weren't just stored in some warehouse, but taken to Area 51? Theorists claim the wreckage and bodies were transported to Nevada, where military scientists studied them. From that moment, everything began to align. The base's budget increased, reports of secret testing multiplied, and military technology seemed to leap forward in massive strides. Leaked documents suggest that some modern tech like fiber optics, microchips, and night vision may have come from reverse-engineered alien materials. Coincidence that the tech boom of the 60s and 70s followed this incident? That's where the theory gets darker. What if those beings are still alive, being held captive, or worse, cooperating with humans for unknown reasons? While most of the world continued living normal lives, far from the Nevada desert, persistent rumors suggested that inside hangars buried beneath tons of concrete and sand, military forces were conducting experiments that would never be authorized in daylight. And we're not just talking about aircraft or drones, but something much darker. Former employees, protected by anonymity laws, reported experiences with technologies that could manipulate time and space. There were even claims that scientists tried opening dimensional portals or experimenting with teleportation. In one account, a source claimed something went out of control during an experiment, leading to a partial evacuation of the base for 72 hours. Other reports claimed captured beings of unidentified origin were kept alive in underground chambers for study. This included biological testing, telepathic communication, and even cloning attempts. Many of these experiments, according to the sources, yielded no results, but the military kept pushing, as if following orders from something above the government itself. Some believe the military developed secret weapons based on this alien tech, including invisibility systems, hypersonic aircraft with gravitational propulsion, and even mind control technologies. But all of it remains buried under layers of secrecy and disinformation. The question that echoes: How many lives were sacrificed or erased to protect this secret? And how far would a government go when the prize is absolute power over science and the universe? Conspiracy theorists have gone even further. They don't believe the US merely captured alien technology, they claim a pact was made. That's right, a deal between the government and beings from beyond Earth. The trade, technology, for silence, and maybe something even darker. According to documents circulating on the deep web and testimonies from former officials, the agreement allowed aliens to carry out a limited number of abductions per year in exchange for delivering scientific and technological advancements. Abductees were often returned with no memory. Others were never seen again. Inside Area 51, these accounts say, there's a secret wing known as S4, where meetings with these beings occurred. The location is an underground bunker accessible only to clearance levels higher than even the president. That's right, not all heads of state have access to this information. These theories gain traction when cross-referenced with reports from ufologists and retired military personnel who claim to have seen humanoid creatures being escorted by soldiers inside the base. Some say these entities aren't exactly from space, but from other dimensions, and that Area 51 has become a kind of crossroads between realities. Imagine, for a second, our planet serving as a hub for interdimensional exchanges with beings we can't even comprehend, and all of it hidden under the label of national security. Those who get too close to the truth pay a price. Journalists investigating too deeply were discredited, threatened, and in some cases, simply vanished. Documentaries were canceled, whistleblowers silenced. People who claimed to have evidence suddenly committed suicide under highly suspicious circumstances. The US government has always denied any connection between Area 51 and extraterrestrial activity. But if there's nothing to hide, why is the base so heavily guarded? Why is airspace restricted for miles around? And why, only in 2013, did they finally admit the base existed after decades of denial? One of the most famous cases is Bob Lazar, a physicist who claimed to have worked in S4. He told the world about spacecraft powered by anti-gravity technology and reactors using unknown elements at the time. He called it Element 115. He was discredited, his records erased, his life destroyed. Years later, Element 115 was officially added to the periodic table exactly as he had described. Silence is also enforced through harsh legal agreements. Employees are forced to sign contracts that prevent them from talking even after death. Their families are often monitored. The truth, quite literally, has been buried under concrete and secrecy. But truth has a strange way of surfacing, and when it does, the world might not be ready for what it learns. Have you heard of the Men in Black? Not the movie characters, the real ones. Many witnesses who claimed to see UFOs or strange events near Area 51 reported being visited by mysterious figures, men in impeccable black suits, expressionless, rarely blinking, who showed up immediately after sightings. According to victims, these men didn't identify themselves, but knew personal details about their lives. They made veiled threats, demanded silence, confiscated evidence, and in some cases, manipulated people's memories. That's right, some claim they used advanced psychological techniques to erase or alter memories. The connection to Area 51 grows stronger when you realize most of these encounters occurred near the base. Some people described these men as not entirely human, unblinking stares, robotic movements, and unsettling cold aura. Were they government agents, or part of something darker? Some theories suggest the Men in Black are hybrids, half human, half something else. Others say they're creations of Area 51 itself, beings engineered to ensure the truth never sees daylight. Guardians of the ultimate secret. The real question is, if there's nothing to hide, why send such mysterious entities to silence witnesses? You can't talk about Area 51 without mentioning the Roswell incident, the event that many believe started it all. In July 1947, an unidentified flying object crashed on a farm in Roswell, New Mexico. At first, the Army announced it had recovered a flying disc. Hours later, the story changed to a weather balloon. Since then, many believe what actually crashed was an alien craft with crew on board, and that the wreckage and bodies were quickly taken to what would later become the secretive Area 51. This theory grew stronger with testimonies from military personnel who, years later, told a very different story than the official one. Classified documents declassified decades later didn't clarify things. In fact, they made the mystery worse. Vague descriptions, redacted sections, even missing reports. It only fueled the conspiracy fire. Then there's the infamous alien autopsy video from the 1990s, said to be filmed inside a military facility. Many pointed to Area 51. Though controversial, the video posed a question that still lingers. What if it's real? The Roswell Area 51 connection seems more solid than ever. And maybe everything we think we know about space, life, and science has been hidden since that fateful day. Those who try to approach Area 51 find themselves in a parallel world. The road leading there is watched by drones, motion sensors, and long-range patrol cameras. But what's most shocking is that even miles before reaching the base, you're already being monitored. Travelers report seeing strange lights in the sky, drones appearing from nowhere, and helicopters following any car that stops for more than 5 minutes. There are no visible fences, but sensors are buried in the sand. The road itself was modified to force visitors into specific paths. There's a hill known as Tikaboo Peak, the only place where you can catch a glimpse of Area 51 with powerful binoculars. Yet even there, observers report receiving strange visits or phone calls, as if the mountain itself had eyes. This constant surveillance only deepens the sense that something enormous is being hidden. Why monitor so closely? Why spend millions on extreme security if, according to the government, nothing important is happening there? Or maybe the greatest secret is making us believe there's no secret at all. A far more disturbing theory has emerged in recent years, that Area 51 isn't just hiding aliens, but manipulating reality itself. According to some theorists, experiments with electromagnetic fields, simulations, and artificial intelligence are being conducted to test how to alter perception on a large scale. This theory connects to the so-called Mandela effect, where thousands of people remember historical events differently from the official version. For some, these divergent memories are the result of secret tests on alternative realities conducted right from Area 51. Others claim the base houses a quantum supercomputer capable of simulating alternative versions of the real world. A kind of military matrix, where simulations are run to understand how humanity would react to different changes. It sounds like science fiction, but companies like Google, DARPA, and even the Pentagon have admitted to researching in that direction. So would it be so absurd to imagine that the most secretive place on Earth is ahead of everyone? What if Area 51 isn't just hiding the truth, but rewriting it? In the 2000s, an interview shocked the conspiracy world. A man, identified only as Victor, appeared with his face covered, claiming he had worked in an ultra-secret program at Area 51. He said he witnessed an interview with the captive alien being. The video, titled The Alien Interview, showed a skinny being with large black eyes being questioned by a military agent. According to Victor, the alien was sick, and scientists were trying to communicate before it died. The video stirred controversy, but was never officially debunked. Victor vanished shortly after. No one saw him again. The video was studied, analyzed, discredited by some, but to this day, there are experts who insist, if it's fake, it's the best fake ever made. This case reignited global discussion about Area 51. How did a simple employee gain access to such deep secrets? Why was the footage never removed from the internet by authorities? The interview left one chilling question. Was that the only recorded contact attempt? Or have these encounters been happening for a long time, and we've only seen the tip of the iceberg? After everything we've seen, sightings, silencing, beyond human technologies, and even potential contact with beings from other worlds, one thing becomes clear. Area 51 is not just a military base. It's the symbol of something far greater, something that escapes ordinary logic and challenges our very understanding of reality. In the end, the real question isn't just what is being hidden, but why. Why would the truth need to be buried so deep? What would happen if everything was revealed tomorrow? Would chaos erupt? Would power structures collapse? Or would we finally realize we were never alone in the universe? Some say the secret of Area 51 isn't about aliens, but about humanity, about how far humans are willing to go to control the unknown, to manipulate reality, to keep power in the hands of the few while the majority lives in ignorance. But perhaps the greatest mystery of all is this: what if we never learn the truth? Because the truth simply cannot be understood by the human mind. What if the secret of Area 51 is not a ship, a being, or a weapon, but proof that the world we know is just an illusion? And you? Do you still believe in coincidences?